I was diagnosed in December of last year with fallopian tube carcinoma. It's a fairly rare cancer.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer and cancer in one of my lymph nodes.
I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, stage 1C, in March of 2014.
This was a tremendous surprise. We don't have a history of cancer in our family. So I certainly didn't expect it. I've always been in very good health. I think the amazing thing was when I got the call from the surgeon who had taken the lymph node out, and he said there was cancer in it and we needed to do more. Yes, I was shocked, and yet immediately had the sense that God was not surprised.
My first thought was, how are we going to tell our kids? And Bruce was telling them, and his comment was, this is not a surprise to God. And I really clung to that the first few days.
The quotation a lot of people say that is, God doesn't give you more than you can handle. For me, I found to be not true. I think God purposely gave me something that I couldn't do on my own so that I'd have to rely on Him. And in that way, He is conditioning me for heaven.
I had always kind of wondered how I would be if I had cancer, particularly as I saw friends and colleagues being diagnosed, some dying of it. But again, that is something that is in the Lord's hands. When the time comes, you go with who He has made you to be. And I think I am very aware of His comfort, His peace, as I said, even His joy. Because joy is not just happy, delighted things. It can be that. But joy also goes very deep. Tim Keller says that real joy is not the absence of trouble, it's the presence of God.
The only time that I struggled is when I took my mind, my focus off the Lord and what He might be doing in my life, and I started thinking about myself. I think that's true whether I'm battling cancer or doing anything else. If I have my eyes on Him and His will, I'm fine and I'm at peace and at rest. It's when I start focusing on my circumstances and trying to take control of things that I get in trouble.
God just really came to me and said, it's okay. Other people are going through stuff too. You're not alone. I'm here, and you can always pray to me, even if you're mad at me. I can take it. God can take it. He's God. So I knew that I wanted to be with Him even if I didn't understand it, if I didn't know the direction my life was going to take or what was going to happen to my family, that He still wanted to hear from me, even if I was mad, upset, frustrated, if I didn't have anything to be thankful for that moment. God still wants us to come to Him regardless, and that's the turning point, I think, where I was able to talk to Him again.
I very honestly have not wondered why. I think in recent years, increasingly, the why questions I have asked is, why have I been so blessed? Why do I have the family I have? Why did God give us such fulfilling ministry in Taiwan? Why this? Why that? If anything, with the diagnosis of cancer, I just thought, well, why not me? I have heard it suggested that somehow this is unfair, that we served the Lord for so many years overseas, and now I come home and I'm sick. So what? God doesn't owe me anything. we served him in Taiwan because we were blessed, not to get blessing.
Through the hands and feet of friends and neighbors, through my daily thoughts and my prayers, that I had to have him holding me up. When the waters rose, I couldn't keep myself above the water, but he could. You can't do it without him. You need him in every moment, in every decision, in every interaction with other people. And as I went through this thing called cancer, I found that trying to do it on my own didn't cut it.
I think primarily the thing that I've learned is just to rest in who the Lord is and in his plan for me, whatever that might be, and to just accept that and be willing to follow it, because I know that it is the best thing, not just for me, but for my family.
God doesn't make mistakes, and it may be hard for me to see, especially in the beginning, why it happened to me, or why did I get a clean bill of health and someone else didn't. But I do know that the few small parts of this journey that I've seen God work has made it worth it.
Because this really is about him and what he wants to teach me. And if he chooses to use me to teach other people, whether it be while I'm here or if I die, then that's in his hands as well. He has a plan for me, and I just need to ask him what the next step is supposed to be and not worry about the future, because that's all in his hands.
I think of this particularly at Easter, where we celebrate the resurrection, which is the most important day in terms of our understanding of who Jesus Christ is. He rose from the dead, and that validates everything that he said. And so from the very beginning of this particular journey, I have been absolutely convinced that my life is in his hands. I know that he will heal me, whether he will do that here on earth or whether it will not be until I'm in glory. But I'm his child. I will get the presence of the Father forever and ever. And there is no greater blessing than that.